Today I'm going to be going over session 4, our demonstration speech. How many of you get home from a long days of work and you're extremely tired and hungry? You look in the fridge and you only see a couple things and you just don't really know what to make with it. Well, today is your lucky day. I'm going to help show you how to make some homemade tacos. I chose ground beef, 93%, with 7% remaining fat. It just helps increase the taste. I chose all organic vegetables. So our first vegetable, I chose lettuce. I really like to chop it up extra fine, so when you're putting it in your taco, it's not so bulky. So for our tomatoes, I chose organic tomato, as well as I'm going to kind of cocktail it and use some of my mother's and I's tomatoes that we grew out in our garden out back. And for the tomatoes, I chopped those fine, as you can see. Now moving on to the cheese. I chose shredded cheese, organic as well. So the cilantro. This is the cilantro that I chose, organic. When I am chopping up the cilantro, I am making it extra fine, just like all the other ingredients. I like to use onions and garlics in my meat because it helps enhance the flavor. I'll use just the traditional refried beans as well. Just tastes really good if you put it on the taco, and I will show you that. Now for seasoning. This is it kind of impacts your whole taco. For me, I just chose the original just because my son doesn't like spicy foods, but it's different for everybody, and there's different, it goes original, mild, medium, hot, extra hot, just depending on your preference. I chose the old El Paso hard shell taco. You can get this just at Walmart. I get the smaller ones just because it's easier for my son to grab, as well as the soft shells. Just the Mission basic flour tortilla. I like the super soft. And it's just the smaller as well. There's bigger, medium, smaller flour tortillas, and I just chose the smaller ones just for my son so it's easier for him too. Alright, so that pretty much goes over the ingredients. Now moving on to our meats. Your meat, you really have to cook very well, because if you don't and there's some pink in it, you can get sick from that, causing you to get food poisoning, and we don't want that. With the meat, I like to cook it for about 15-20 minutes. Keep it on like a medium-high temperature, and then decrease the temperature as needed. With the meat, you really have to kind of beat it down and not have it so chunky. It's easier for it to be a lot in smaller pieces rather than chunks. Okay, so now kind of just stir it around. Let really all of the ingredients kind of soak into the meat. Now, with the seasoning, you just mix it in a large skillet, and you mix it with 3/4 cup of water, mix it, and then stir it so you don't see any little chunks in it, and it has to be really in liquid form. And then once you're done stirring that, you're going to pour it into the meat. That's what gives you that flavor, and then it makes the meat kind of like a brownish red, as you can see right here. So I decreased the temperature. Now it's kind of ready for it to just kind of simmer and help enhance the flavor. So I'm gonna kind of let that simmer. Now moving on to the soft tortilla. I like to use a pan just like this, and it helps just really cook the tortilla in a crunchier effect rather than throwing it in the microwave. With your hard shells. Oh, and with the soft shell, I like to put it on kind of a lower heat just so it doesn't burn it. Because if you burn it, it just takes away the flavor. Now with the hard shell taco, I like to leave it in the microwave for probably about like 5-7 seconds, just because it could burn it. On a little plate, and we'll heat those up real quick. And now I have the soft tortilla going. So you kind of can just tell if the hard shell's ready, if it's hot, but these kind of are still a little cool. So I'm going to put it in there for about 3 more seconds. Alrighty, so now this is all done. We are ready to make our tacos because the meat is all browned now. So I'm just going to grab a plate. So I'm going to start off with a hard shell. It's easier to kind of hold them together so you could just sprinkle all the contents in it. I like to use a wooden spoon too because if we're using metal with our meat, it just doesn't really taste that good. Alright, now I like to put my cheese on top of the meat just so it can melt into it. And I'll just kind of sprinkle it on the taco. Me, I like a lot of cheese, so I'm probably going to put extra cheese. Next, I will be putting the lettuce. I will sprinkle that just like I sprinkled my cheese. And I will do the same for the tomatoes. Now that those are done, I am going to prepare my soft taco. I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to put the meat I like to kind of push it towards the center so it's easier for it to fold when we have all the ingredients in it. I'm going to be doing the same with the cheese so the cheese can melt on the meat. Next, I will apply the lettuce. Then I'm going to top it off with some tasty tomatoes. And here it is, folks, some awesome tacos. For me, mealtime is the most beneficial time. You can just sit around the table and enjoy your family and live life to the fullest. So I hope this helps you and your tummies. Have a good day.